Hey, welcome to the future. The beautiful future. Predicted 800 years ago that this will be the year of the Geula, the redemption. Now, what will take its place? There are many prophecies about the future. And one is that we will sit, each of us, beneath our own tree. And there won't be teachers anymore. How could it be there won't be teachers anymore? We'll all be ignorant. No, we won't need teachers. There will be so much illumination in the world that we'll all be able to see. And we won't all see the same thing. Contrary, we'll all see it differently. But we'll all see the truth. And one of the things, I think one of the major things to get out of the way immediately, one of the things that has to change in the perception of the human being everywhere in the world is that the Creator, who we call God, is not physical. And the Creator, who we call God, is not spiritual. To the Creator, physical and spiritual are the same thing because they're all creation. Just like physical creation, the universe doesn't extend infinitely. It has a boundary. And the same way the spiritual creation also has a time and a boundary. And God is beyond time and boundary. The reason there is time and boundary is God had a desire. So we're taught in the ancient books. And God's desire was to be known in lo. And what is lo? Time and space is lo. To God, God has truly, can't use the word infinite, endless capacities beyond what anyone could even dream of. Think of it this way, that everything, one of the things we learn in Kabbalah is that everything's made out of 10, called the 10 Sefirot. It's why we live in a solar system of a sun and 9 planets, because it says that we are created in the form of that which is above us, meaning the form of the planets. And this is all 10, and we see the kind of complexity and the just infinite amount of diversity that there is in this creation of 10. And God has, where we have 10 Sefirot, the Creator has infinite Sefirot. Things we can't even imagine that are far beyond 10. Yet, God had this desire to be known in lo, and that's us. Particularly here on the physical world where we have freedom of choice because there is so little light down here. You can choose this way, you can choose that way. In fact, right now we're all being asked to choose who we want to lead this country. Me, I vote for revolution. And one of the reasons is because the name of God has been greatly diminished and demeaned. And one of the ways that this has happened is through the teaching of monotheism. That this was the big thing that, according to religion, that Abraham brought to the world. Abraham being the first father, the beginning of the Arab, the Jewish, the Roman, the Brahmins, they all came from Abraham. And Abraham came from the Tower of Babel. And Abraham came to this world not to teach that there is one God and not many, because everyone knew there was one God and not many. The question was, where is God? We understand one God, one creator created creation. And we see that creation functions through the stars and the planets, the galaxies, and more that science dwells not dwells into it, but more that science goes into it, the more we find that spaces between huge galaxies are connected. The whole thing's connected. And the question was, well, maybe we know the Creator created, because it wasn't here before the Creator created it. And then creation cannot create itself because creation doesn't exist. Therefore, the Creator had to create creation. And the question is, where is the Creator? And Abraham came to say that God, the Creator, is everywhere, all the time, to everybody. Do you want to speak to the Creator? The Creator's right there, all the time. From the moment that we come into this world to the moment and through that they put us into the ground and our soul detaches and goes back to heaven. And the Kabbalah writes much about, the Kabbalah explains the ways of creation, the way light comes into the world, and the way life is animated in this physical world, and what happens to the soul, and how many spiritual worlds there are, and how the whole thing is. And all this world, this creation, see, is embedded inside what is known as the great name of God. In Kabbalah, they call it Or Ein Sof, light without end. And why is there light without end? Because there is no movement in Or Ein Sof. There is no time, there is no space, and the light is embedded in itself. And it's hard, and there is no space. And it wasn't that something came out of nothing, but rather that nothing came out of something. The nothing of creation, the space and time of creation, the ability of things to move, is the nothing that's embedded inside of the hard light. And this explains many things of why, what the astronomers see is happening. For a later time to speak about that. But for now, to understand that the Creator and the message of Abraham 4,000 years ago was not monotheism. That's some sort of thing that religion made up, because religion itself is made up. There's no word in Hebrew or Arabic or Sanskrit for religion. And it's just not true. And it's one of the lies that we have been told and has been promulgated by not just religion, but by academia, and claiming these stories that are absurd. When the truth is that people, evolution, the evolution of the human being has been from being spiritual to physical, and the more physical we become, the less we know. And this is God being known in low. And this is the end of the calendar. We've just reached 5,777. It's the time for revolution. And I hope that these videos will help people to gather together in our ability to do nothing on one day, Election Day. And if we don't buy anything, have no transaction whatsoever for the whole day, we will shake this country and we will show them that we are the people and we're not going to take it anymore. See? And all their lies are going to be revealed, because this is the end of days, the end of the 6th day, when all the secrets come forth. And the secret of God is that God is everywhere, all the time, to everybody. So welcome to the future.